Snipe. Hang on, let me. That's with my settings a little bit. Yeah, I thought it would be nice to like have it running on my channel just so anybody who's interested doesn't have to. Oops, that's right. Anybody who's interested doesn't have to watch Nick's channel. Let's see, where the hell is it? There it is.
No, the
No,
only
the
time
only time
we
we
would
would
use
use
a
a Sally
Sally port
port
is
is
the crime
crime
scene
scene would have.
some Sally ports that they would do to document their crime scene stuff. And I've gone there, they've done my inspections, but most of our inspections are done either at the tow yard or some type of facility for that.
Ultimately, was this SUV ever taken to the Middleborough facility?
Yes, it was.
Where was it placed?
There's a
All right.
like a fenced-in area inside the. It's a fenced-in area.
Is it outside
area?
Outside.
Okay. Did it remain outside in that fenced-in area the whole time?
I don't know the exact time. It was there for a while. Then it got moved.
Where did it get
This
moved
just
to?
reminds me like the.
I'm not sure
Ken
exactly where they
Gangster
moved it.
from high
Immediately after it
school.
left Middleborough.
Are you familiar with the Foxborough location at MSP?
Yes.
Does that have Sally ports or bays for inspection and evaluation?
It has garages in it, but we wouldn't use them. We don't normally use those garages for inspections.
Is it possible to use those garages for inspections?
It is possible.
Okay. It's happened before, correct?
So he has like a surprising amount of viewers. Like,
I'm going to ask you to
17.
keep your voice up and
Sorry,
speak
yes.
slowly.
But you know they could be used.
Sorry.
You know that those bays could be used for inspections or analysis or evaluation.
yeah, he has a shocking amount of viewers. I really thought it would be significantly less than that.
The SUV that was being seized on January 29th was being seized as potential evidence. Best practices would suggest that you want to.
I guess people are just watching him to see if he does anything interesting.
Bad weather, the inclement weather, as quickly as possible. Correct. You wouldn't want to subject it to continued forces from nature like rain, wind.
Yeah, I probably don't want to stay here and like stream it. I'll probably just like have the snipe up. Maybe when I come home, I'll like do some. I'll review the footage, but I don't know. I don't like the idea of like leaving a live stream on when I go out and do stuff. I don't know.
Both Foxborough and
Yeah, I was just about to go out before I had the idea to like stream snipe him. I had no idea like he was streaming this much because I'm so unused to that.
So from where?
From Dighton, sorry.
So from Dighton.
Where the vehicle was seized.
Yeah.
All going toward Canton. You pass by either Middleborough or Foxborough to get to Canton, right?
I don't believe you'd pass by Middleborough to get to Canton, but you pass by Foxborough.
All right. The car was not taken to Foxborough, was it?
No.
As a matter of fact, the car was taken basically double the distance all the way to Canton to that Sally Port, correct?
Objection.
Do you know that? Is that double the distance?
I don't know the exact distance. I know it was in Canton.
And you know it's far to Canton.
From Dighton, yes.
Right. And you're also aware that because you've been to the scene, assuming, right? The 34 Fair.
So what exactly is this case about? I haven't been following it like at all.
Those two locations are about 3-4 minutes apart.
Yeah, I can say that.
When you started let me ask this a little bit different way.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna stream snipe this like regularly so we can have like an uncensored chat like in regards to what he's doing and like he hasn't said anything since we've gone live. Wow.
Pedestrian crash, and you were asked to analyze it, right?
Yes.
You wrote your report that it was a single vehicle collision involving a pedestrian, and you were, quote, assigned to reconstruct that collision, correct?
Yes.
How long is this gonna go? He just sits there in silence. Wow.
Told conclusively by the lead investigator,
Do you even think he's paying attention to the trial?
deceased was hit by a car, and your job was
Oh no, he's looking at the ceiling cats.
Is that right?
Objection.
Okay, so there are lots of parts to that.
Oh, he's so
Lots of
mad.
parts to that.
Were you told
Break
by
it
Michael
down.
Proctor to reconstruct this incident?
Objection.
So were you told that by Trooper
Where can you
Proctor?
send a link?
I was
Glenn,
not.
you
I don't know. I
send
can
a
kind
link,
of see why he would get bored of doing this.
Who were you given your instructions?
Because it's just him sitting there, like,
Instructions for
listening
what?
to it and having to give, like, his take on it.
I wasn't given instructions to reconstruct it. It's just I was assigned to it. That was requested.
I need to start watching more trials myself, though, because I've been struggling writing them in the Cattle Have
I
Fangs.
talked to my sergeant.
They feel a
at the
little bit
time.
too much like Ace Attorney trials for my taste.
And
Was
you were
requested.
told some basics about that reconstruction, the event that you were asked to reconstruct.
Let's see.
Yes.
The information that you were told came from the case officer. Is that right?
A literal smooth
What's
brain.
to the case officer?
The information that this was a pedestrian vehicle incident, as opposed to motor vehicle
The
incident,
same judge for the first trial. Hal.
pedestrian bicycle, motor vehicle motorcycle. You were told it was a motor vehicle pedestrian incident that you were asked to reconstruct, correct?
Yeah, I was told that. Yes.
All right, and you had to be given some basic parameters of what that incident, how that incident occurred. The car was going in reverse. It's got a damaged taillight, things like that.
Some basic stuff. Yeah.
What I'm asking is, I'm trying to get to is, who gave you that information? Where'd it come from?
That the car was traveling in reverse. Like, which part of the information? You asked me several different things just now.
Were you given information from multiple sources? Or did someone give you a summary of what you were being asked to do? At the very beginning,
Yep.
who gave you the summary?
The summary of the whole entire
Who gave you
of
that?
what
Of the event that you were asked to reconstruct?
I was passed down when I got to the garage. That there was nobody that sat there and gave me the summary like that I can remember. I was told that it was a pedestrian crash. I knew it was a Boston police officer involved. That this was the vehicle.
Will we make it to 50 microbeams
And that it was traveling
today?
in reverse.
Only time will tell.
That's all they had.
What the hell is a micropene? Like, I've been so...
That's great.
So he's still doing the
Yeah,
degenerate
this
sex shit.
investigation looks coached and carefully.
I don't know if it was defending anybody from the get-go.
cajoled.
His audio mixing is terrible, by the way. I can't, like, hear him over the...
Definitely say that was the person. There was multiple people.
He's eating on
around.
stream, degenerate. It looks like one of those bowls they have at Noodles and Company.
I think I talked to Trooper Zach Clark. He was doing the crime scene. I think he was Zach Clark. He was the crime scene photos at the time. I knew him from past crashes. He just said this is the vehicle, and I think he kind of gave me a little bit of a lowdown on what the vehicle was.
Okay.
So
My question is,
Wow, this is
we
going.
got-
I
call it a lowdown? You
I
gave
wasn't
me a
planning
lowdown?
on streaming today.
he
So.
gave me information. Yes.
Right. When you got the lowdown, you were told.
Yeah, I think I'll stream for like 2 hours or so and then go out for a bit.
Pedestrian incident.
We'll see when like this ends.
Reverse.
Yeah, I'll probably go right when the stream ends. Next time we'll try to like get the entire thing.
Correct.
And you were assigned specifically to try to reconstruct that incident.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the phrase confirmation bias?
I know the phrase. Yes.
You know what it means?
Yeah, Ginger
I
with a
can't
soul. I
definitively
know.
say what it means.
I know this guy didn't do the text.
Developing a conclusion and then trying to find evidence to fit that
He
conclusion.
just said I should
Does that
watch
sound
this
right?
because the guy's a meathead.
If you say so.
You noted in your direct examination that there were
Yeah.
scratches on the passenger side rear bumper of the Lexus, correct?
Yes.
How exactly were you able to scientifically determine that any of those scratches were from an incident on January 29th, 2022?
I can see why cops hate lawyers.
Any other time?
I never really thought about that, the cop-lawyer dynamic. I know what...
I didn't have it.
I know the stereotype.
That those scratches happened prior to this collision.
I'm sorry.
I didn't have any information that those scratches were caused from a prior collision. And so when I looked at the evidence, I knew it was in that same area, the right rear tail light. So when I looked at it, it didn't quite fit the pedestrian thing. So when you showed me the video, or I saw the video like a year ago on Court TV, I said that could be.
You asked the question, so next,
I
keep
did.
going. He's answering. Next
trying to-
question. Then
You guys
go
how
ahead.
scientifically
Hold on.
thought the scratches were.
Hold on. Ask
Sorry.
a question, Mr. Jackson.
You know what normal wear and tear
Question me harder,
right?
Jackson.
Yes.
Bumpers get scratched myriad ways, correct?
Correct.
Scratched in a grocery store parking lot, right?
Yes.
Shopping cart can bounce off the back of the car and scratch the bumper, scratch the side of the car, quarter panel or something, right?
Sure.
I mean, I don't want to go through it, but there's thousands and thousands and thousands of ways that a car can get a scratch, correct?
Correct.
My question is, do you, as you sit here, do you have any scientific evidence that those scratches occurred on January 29th at approximately 12:45 a.m.?
What do you mean by scientific evidence?
Well, do you have any evidence whatsoever that you can point to that those scratches occurred on that date and at that time rather than any other time in the history of that vehicle?
Like I said earlier, the video seems to appear that's what it looks like that could have been from.
Well, you said on Friday, let's talk about those scratches for a second.
Okay.
You testified Friday, you were pretty clear. You said that, let's see if I can find it exactly. You said, quote, the dent and scratches for his hand could be those are consistent with striking the Lexus.
Yeah, this is really interesting, by the way. I love legal shit.
On the tailgate.
Okay. So
Yeah, I wish I could have become a lawyer.
the dent and scratches.
That was definitely what I wanted to do. Nope, no
You
money.
said it was from his hand.
Yes, hand in the glass cup.
Okay. Then are those?
I said this before, but like one of the reasons I hate Nick so much is because like he really is living my ideal lifestyle.
No.
So
Okay. So
What are you talking about? The scratch on the side of the bumper that we've been talking about?
you're the one who wrote it.
correct.
Okay.
That's what I'm
No.
talking about. Okay. Is there any
Why is he
way
eating
to
on stream?
Date a scratch.
No.
Like
Go out the parking lot right now.
that has to be like.
Reconstruction.
I mean, I did it when like I wasn't taking streaming seriously, but it really is something you shouldn't do as a professional.
What about romantically dating a
Date
scratch?
that scratch.
Objection.
So you can ask it differently, Mr. Jackson.
Is there any way that you could, in general, look at a scratch and say that scratch is from such and such date?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Nothing more.
I'll allow
Why?
it.
What are you objecting to?
You cannot say you can. I mean, you can look at evidence
Nick.
that shows that it.
If you're gonna complain about stuff like that, you can actually go to a
The
courtroom.
newer evidence would be, but there's no way to say that specific date and time and that a scratch would came from.
And it's possible that any or all of those scratches on the Lexus could have predated January 29th, correct?
Cold ramen. I know.
No,
It's disgusting.
That's not possible.
I was busy.
the ones that are on from the tail light and the other parts of it
Stop
Scratches
making
anywhere
fun of
the
me
car.
online. It hurts.
depends on what you got to pick the other scratches. You got to show me other scratches on the car.
I'm saying it's possible, since you can't date the scratch, it's possible that any or all of those scratches could predate January 29th. It's a simple question, right? It's possible.
You're being pretty broad on your scratches here.
I'm not being broad. Let me ask it a different way. Let me ask it again. Is it possible that any or all of the scratches that are noted on that car? predate
We're
January
back.
29th?
Any and all of the scratches?
Whenever you're ready.
Second.
Oh wow, Siri always responds to that. Got him. I'm sorry, I'm playing again.
Get bigger.
Ah,
Oh my god.
This is so boring. Yeah, imagine if I whipped out my Nintendo Switch
Sir,
and
when I
and run
asked you
trial.
about your first report regarding the protocol,
This
that
isn't
was October
Hayashi.
10th,
This is
followed
just
by your supplement
shitty
on
instant
17th.
ramen that I let get
You
cold.
did not remember the day that you first received any information offered by Mr. DeSorga. Is there a document that may refresh your memory?
Yes, there is.
May I approach?
Yes.
Thank you. I want you to read this. I just want you to look at it. You can look at any part of it. And look up when you're done, then I'll ask you a question.
You're trying. You're not as young as you used to be. Sorry. Sorry for when your hips crack. Speaking of which, I got a bad
Does that
hip.
refresh your memory the first time that you saw any information provided by Mr. DeSorga?
Yes, it does.
And when was that?
November 7th of 2024.
Before or after you recognized the megabyte oversight?
That would be after.
How do you write an entire paper, megabit versus megabyte, and then be like, oh, damn, I got that wrong. It's a little error.
Two text stream events. I want to focus on the first text stream event, and that is
up to 965 likes. Almost there. You Rumble assholes, don't forget to hit the like button.
You had described that there was a timestamp 154. Just to reacquaint us, can you very briefly tell us the significance of 154?
Sure. So GPS point 154 is a GPS point that occurs just before the 3-point turn starts.
And why is it important to identify when that turn starts and when it ends?
Sure. So what we're specifically looking at comparing is the end of the 3-point turn. That's going to be the text stream event ending, which is near the end of the 3-point turn, as well as the end of the 3-point turn as recorded in Mr. O'Keefe's iPhone.
Was it important to identify the beginning and end of that event to come to a conclusion to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty regarding the variance between the text stream data and Mr. O'Keefe's phone?
Yes, there was. So we can't say, we can pinpoint approximately when the 3-point turn ends based on the GPS data. But best practice would be to use a range of time. So the range we're using is the time that the 3-point turn starts to the time that the 3-point turn ends.
Could we have from Mr. Burgess's PowerPoint number 41, please? Is this part of your presentation helpful in explaining the beginning and end point of that 3-point turn?
It does. So if you recall yesterday, the first heading change from a general north heading is depicted by that green shading circle.
Could you use your pointer, please?
Sure, yes.
Ms. Gilman, can you enlarge just a little bit?
So again, this green circle is going to be the center of this circle is going to be the GPS point itself. That's going to be centered on the horizontal radius, which is the accuracy. So the green circle represents the 16-foot accuracy zone. The black arrow coming off in a northwestern direction is going to be the heading for that point. And then again, the yellow is going to be the approximately 8 seconds later when the heading changes again in a southerly direction, and then the GPS points after that also continue south with increasing speed.
What part of the 3-point turn event does the green circle signify?
Sure, so that's going to be the approximate beginning of the 3-point turn.
And that time?
That's going to be 12:23:59.
The yellow circle, what part of the 3-point turn does that indicate?
Sure, so that's going to be...
Man, Nick's hardly said anything aside from like a joke or like shitting on people. Like, what does he do? He looks... This is how he breaks his mind. Like, he has like almost 2,000 viewers for this. I guess there's an audience for it, but like, man.
That determines that range of 21 to 29 seconds.
He fought to like not have to do this anymore.
Where you put the green circle, is that based on...
All he has to do is sit there and listen to other people practice law, and he couldn't do it. Wow.
Data, is it accurately reflected in this diagram?
Yes, it is. So again, the GPS point that is recorded within the iPhone, every point has a horizontal accuracy. And again, that horizontal accuracy is depicted by the green circle.
Is that level of precision used when you create this diagram?
Yes, it is.
The yellow circle, is that specifically reflected in the data, or is that an estimate?
Sure. So that's specifically reflected in the data. So that is another GPS position that has been recorded by the iPhone. Again, with a horizontal accuracy, a timestamp, and a speed and heading.
Record yourself crying in the bathroom, you
So
bitch.
the orange circles are the are portions of the GPS positions leading up to this event. So if we went back one slide, you would see, it would zoom out, obviously, so a little bit harder to see. but essentially what we've done is I've removed the other orange circles representing GPS points heading north and the GPS points heading south after the 3-point turn. And I've just removed those for clarity to kind of clean up the map so it's easier to read.
Yeah, I can see why Alyssa never clips this bullshit. She would have to actually have to watch it.
Remind us again where that information comes from.
Sure. So that's the tech stream. That's the end of the tech stream event for the 3-point turn. And that is based on the infotainment clock as well as that running timer from the airbag control module.
Does this diagram reflect the data that you reviewed to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty?
Yes, it does.
In breaking down this timestamp 154 and getting into the minute detail of when it started and ended, one of your charts, does it also show it numerically?
Yes, it does.
Can we have number 40, please? Before we discuss this again, where did you get the information to put in this chart?
Sure. So this is coming from Mr. O'Keefe's iPhone. Specifically, it's coming from a SQLite database that is recording locations as he's using the Waze app to navigate.
Is the information in this chalk or diagram directly from the data?
It is directly from the data.
Is this accurate to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty?
Yes, it is.
If we could zoom in just a little, we'll have to go left to right, Ms. Gilman. Start with the left. Timestamp 154. At what point in that 3-point turn does 154 represent on the left?
Yeah, so timestamp 12:23:58 or GPS point 154 is approximately 1 second before we see the heading change. If we could zoom out just a little bit. A little bit more. Yep. So we see the heading change represented in green. That's a heading change to 284. Before that, we've got a pretty consistent heading of 348 to 339. So that first heading change, as well as the drop in speeds, is indicative of a 3-point turn maneuver.
The latitude and longitude, did that assist you in making the diagram with the circles on it?
Yes, it did.
How so?
So the latitude and longitude are the center points for each GPS point, or the center point for each circle.
There's a green highlighted row and an orange highlighted row. What's the difference between the two?
Sure. So the green highlighted row is again the beginning, the approximate beginning of the 3-point turn. And the orange or the yellow is the approximate end of the 3-point turn.
For the defense.
And the time between the green and the orange lines?
Approximately 8 seconds.
Is that consistent with the range that you've shown for synchronization?
Yes, it is.
Point 21 or plus 21 and plus 29?
Glenn,
yes, it is.
Twitter handle, I'll message you.
The inevitable variance that you found between the text stream data and between Mr. O'Keefe's cell phone, could you share with us to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty what that variance is? Do you have an opinion about the time range and the synchronization between Mr. O'Keefe's cell phone data and the Lexus clock that shows the text stream data to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty?
Okay, so answer that question next week.
Sure. So yes, I can.
So I'll see you inside that.
I'll wait to take that bite until we don't have audio. Some of this stuff seems beyond the scope of Cross, doesn't it? Like, to me, a lot of this was not covered on Cross, but here we are. Oh, boy.
Kurt's the only guy who needs tweezers, a magnifying glass, and a prayer just to confirm his micro penis still exists.
Wow, so this is how they talk about Kurt. Wow.
No! It puts us at 45. 45 on the micro peen counter. Will we get to 50? Will we get to 69? Will we ever crack 100? I have no idea.
Wow, he's kind of doing like the DSP thing, huh? Like there's the stupid memes and jokes.
Is this still redirect? Yes, this is still redirect. They have a lot of damage to undo. Like, I expect redirect to be pretty robust. 4060 said it twice. No, remember, it's in the same message. It's in the same message. I'm counting that as one. Otherwise, it's too easy. That's too easy. Sorry, because people just would send in a thing that says micropene like 15 times. It's like, well, that's not the same. The organic nature of the micropene joke in and of itself. Like,
So he's not even talking about the trial. He's talking about micropenes. What a douchebag.
That's what gets on the counter.
Wow.
And a couple of them I have given credit for too, because they were, multi-staged and had distinct individual purposes for the micropene phrase. I have a very complex system of assessing this. It's really important. Is it because we know it upsets Kurt? And I don't think it upsets Kurt at all. I don't think he even he's even paying attention to it. Like I said, props to him. He's doing great. He rose to me the other day by saying I thought I'm not important anymore, and he hasn't. I'm not aware of him saying anything else since. Like he's kicking my ass, but that's okay. I'll take the loss. I'll ask ChatGPT if Kurt or I are doing better at trolling.
Oh wow!
They would say he's winning, which makes me sad. I've lost my edge. I gotta get back into running shape. I need to troll way harder. Oh my goodness.
He's not talking about the trial at all.
100% knows what's happening.
He's just talking about drama and.
I don't know if Kurt would understand the jokes either, the trolling. He's mildly socially awkward, and if he even knew he was like the jokes were happening, he may understand them completely and be like, I don't care, which I think he's doing, and I think he's doing great. Remember when Kurt screamed and flipped off Megan on your stream? That was fun. See, that's why I think he probably doesn't know, because if he did, I would expect him to lose his marbles. What is this? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, dead silence. Wow.
Come on. Okay. Nick flexing his big brain power over a fat autistic spurg, class A. I mean, that's rude to Kurt. I don't know.
Wow, okay.
Harman, I thought you were here just the other day.
Wow, he actually does he think? Wow.
Rekieta appears to be dominating the ongoing feud of uncivil law. Rekieta has been actively mocking uncivil law, notably calling out a bitch move. Right, wait, did you actually put that in?
Go back to slide 40, please.
That can't be real.
In reaching your conclusion.
Yeah, this is a weird streaming time for me.
About the variance between the defendant's Lexus as contained in the text stream as it relates to Mr. O'Keefe's iPhone. Was stamp 154, timestamp 154, part of your analysis?
Yes, it was part of.
I really like Street Fighter Third Upper. I really do.
On the text stream data.
That's what I'm playing right now, by the way.
Yes, it was part of my analysis.
What else was part of your analysis?
So in addition to the location,
Yeah, I
data,
haven't done like a
which
Rekieta
is
stream
24
snipe for
we
a law
can do
trial
the running
ever,
clock
actually.
for
So
the text stream data,
yeah, that's why
as well
nobody's
as the
here.
infotainment
Because
clock
I've never done this before.
from the Lexus.
How
We'll
did
probably
the
come back on
running
later
clock
tonight. And actually,
correlate
no, I have to be somewhere tomorrow
with
morning.
the text stream data and with the time on Mr. O'Keefe's iPhone?
Sure. So they correlate. So the running clock and the infotainment clock are used to create that timestamp for the text stream events 1 and 2, and then comparing those to the iPhone, we can adjust.
Is this third upper or
a clock
alpha upper?
clock
I have no idea.
Did you come to a conclusion to a reasonable
Glenn, I'm
degree of
having trouble
scientific
finding
certainty
your.
It's probably the best of the alpha series I've played.
the variance
Glenn
range
USMC
between
9701.
and its clock system and Mr. O'Keefe's phone?
Yes, I did.
And to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty, what is that variance that is needed to identify for synchronization?
That is
I found
21
it.
to 29 seconds.
I got you.
Now have number 43.
$17-year clock variance.
Did you create this diagram?
I did, yes.
When comparing the text stream event, the backing maneuver, to Mr. O'Keefe's clock on his phone, do you recognize the different timestamps on each device?
Yes, I do.
When you are trying to synchronize them, what do you do? What is the base? Do you start with the text stream event and you add, or do you start with Mr. O'Keefe's phone and subtract?
Sure. So we could do it either way, because we're wanting to compare this against other events that happened or occurred on Mr. O'Keefe's phone. We're going to adjust the text stream clock or the Lexus clock to Mr. O'Keefe's clock. But you could do it either way.
The window that is depicted on this diagram, this is not the 3-point turn?
No, this is not the 3-point turn.
Which
Okay.
event is this?
This is going to be the backing maneuver.
The green, what does that green depict?
Sure. So the green depicts the range of time that this text stream event ended. So based on our range of 21 to 29 seconds and applying that, adding that to the Lexus clock, we get a adjusted time of 12:32:04 to 12:32:12, and that's going to be the approximate end time of text stream event 11:62:2.
Now again, the text stream data has a limit on the amount of time available?
Yeah, like a frigid.
Can you rephrase your question?
Nope.
Sure.
just
You said a
clean on
window
my
is
own.
captured during a triggering event.
Sure. Yes. So there is a window that's captured during the triggering event.
And what is that window? How much time?
Sure. So from the text stream trigger, there's 5 seconds before and 5 seconds after.
Can an event be longer than that 10-second window?
Yes, it can.
And in this case, do you know at the end of this reconciled event at 12:32:12, do you know from your study what direction the defendant's car was traveling at 12:32:12?
It would have been traveling in reverse.
And at 12:32:12, do you know how fast the defendant's Lexus was traveling at 12:32:12?
I do not recall.
Mr. O'Keefe's last user interaction with his phone at 12:32:09, where does that fall within the 10-second window that was captured by the text stream data?
Sure. So that falls within that 8-second window. So again, the text stream event ends somewhere between 12:32:04 and 12:32:12. but that does not represent that the backing maneuver has ended. Just the recorded data has ended.
And in your review, do you have around this time any other movement of Mr. O'Keefe's phone after 12/32/16?
I did not look at that specifically. It was my understanding that Mr. Whiffen looked at that.
To a reasonable degree of scientific certainty, did both these events, the last user interaction and the window captured on the reconciled data for the text stream, happen around the same time?
Yes, they did.
I have no further questions. I can approach later or now.
So we can approach again.
So, guys, my good friend Megan Fox has received a cease and desist for saying a lawyer by the name of Legally Leslie. I don't know if she's a lawyer, but she's called Legally Leslie. Says she looked like a Muppet.
Oh no! The law too, Arlo.
Don't you dare say that. I'm gonna send you a letter. Remember the movie White Chicks? They're all painted up. It's white chicks, and they go to they get the bad service at the hotel or whatever, and they're like, I'm gonna write a letter. And like, no, not a letter from a white woman. Jadig says, what if Kurt sent you a peen pic and had a giant hog? Like, I personally would have to laugh. I would tell everybody, be like, whoa, Kurt is
Yeah, his views have gone way down. Well, 200.
Sorry, our scientists and researchers got that one incorrect. We had 20 different intelligence agencies saying there was a micropenis there, and turns out that was an Italian sausage that like no other.
Nick, you're not funny. Like, stop. You're embarrassing yourself.
What about the poor Muppet being used as a comparison? Yeah, I don't know. Who is this chick? Lucy?
Oh, no, he's going to go after a random person.
Here, I'll show you guys. Real quick, we can... It's this is her down here at the bottom left. I don't know if this is her in the top left. I don't know what that is. It might be the same person, but down here, I mean...
So she's a literal Muppet.
She's
wow.
Got some fills going on. I mean, she looks like that Muppet next to her, but that could have been made by an AI or something. I don't, mocking her, I'm guessing.
So she's a ripoff of Lily from Tekken? I mean, I'm sorry. Lily's a ripoff of her, probably.
I'm so mad about the weirdest stuff. Like, I do not look like a Muppet. How dare you? Well, yeah.
Okay.
You look like a person, but you have some weird features. That's all. It's okay. It's all right. We're going to make it through. They're both her. Okay. I'm going to look her up. Legally Leslie. Is this a lawyer? A former attorney. Former attorney. She didn't look that old. I interview experts, celebrities,
all these
thought leaders, and athletes so that we can grow our mindset. Okay, who's this shit? Legally Leslie. That's not the same one. Does she not have a Twitter? I mean, is she?
Wait. Is he only looking this chick up because she's a woman? He still doesn't seem to know who I am.
Is it? Maybe she just has an Instagram. Legally Leslie. I don't. Former male? No.
No.
Is it trans?
Oh no.
That would make sense.
Oh no.
Where are the social medias of this person? Is there a deadline on how long you have to get your CLEs done? Yeah, I'm like way past it. That's why my license is suspended currently.
Wait, what? Oh, his legal license. I was like, wait, his driver's license? No.
Moving to evidence the following pages from
all of it.
Mr. Burgess's PowerPoint presentation. Moving to evidence page 41. I'm moving to evidence page 40.
He changed his name to Leslie.
Page 43.
What's the social media like? I was gonna make fun of them. Oh, check your messages. Here we go. Here's the Instagram.
I have no further questions.
Once we get these marked,
Family Law Pro Se. That's some severe makeup on this person.
So the trial's continuing, and he's just looking up some random bitch that came up in the chat. Why?
Looks like Marilyn Manson went back in time and tried to kill himself. Oh, I love it. Alessi's voice. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mayor, Your Honor.
Correct.
Thank you. Mr. Burgess, between the time you left the witness stand yesterday until this moment, have you talked to anyone about this case?
No, sir, I have not.
Really? You didn't talk to Aperture and say, you got to get my CV up there. I'm getting raped.
Has a filing
with a K
ever been made in any court in which your educational background has been misrepresented?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
I have a feeling you're going to learn today. You going to learn today. Hey, what's up, Tug? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Did I understand that you're based out of the Aperture office in Texas?
Yes, I am.
And are you aware of a case in the United States District Court, Eastern District of Texas, Marshall Division, titled Jeffrey Glover and Teresa Glover versus Graphic Packaging International, LLC? Are you familiar with that case?
Yes, I am.
And is it correct that in that case, well, tell me how you are participating in that case, sir.
So I'm no longer participating in that case. So if I believe correctly, that would have been a accident reconstruction case from, I don't recall, a year or two ago.
And so it was a case that you did participate in, correct?
Yes, I did.
And what was your role in that case?
Sure. So my role in that case was an accident reconstructionist.
And did you provide any testimony, deposition, or otherwise in that case?
No, I did not.
Did you, in that particular case, there were, like all cases, filings made, correct?
I'm sure there were, yes.
She deleted her whole YouTube channel and all her social media. That's embarrassing.
Oh, wow.
Ah, Megan Fox made fun of me. Wait, sorry. It's probably more like, Megan Fox made fun of me. I need to immediately delete my social media. Her picking on women like this is just indicative of her internalized misogyny. All right, bro.
He's not giving any takes about it. He's just talking about random shit.
As the next exhibit for identification. Please.
Have I always worn my hair side part? No, I mean like for a long, long time. Yes. It was really short for a while, so you wouldn't have noticed as much. It couldn't really be parted.
Yes.
But back in high school, I think I had it parted
Burgess, I
in
am
the center
showing
for a
you a
while.
document which has been marked as Exhibit EEE for identification, and I'd ask that you take a look at it, sir. Your Honor, may I remain here?
Sure. As long as you stand a little bit.
Exactly. Yes, thank you. Mr. Burgess, with regard to Exhibit EEE, do you recognize the second page?
So the
and do
Muppet
you
Man is doing
recognize
Hales.
any stamping at the top of each of those pages?
Yes, I do.
And can you describe what that stamping is?
Sure. So that is stamping for a file date of 8/7/2023.
And is that a stamping of a federal court?
That I'm not sure.
If I were to show you a document, might a document refresh your recollection as to whether
Whether or not you lied? You lied!
Exhibit EEE is a filing in a federal court?
Yes.
May I, Your Honor?
Sure.
I am showing you.
Morgan confirmed not to be a lesbian.
Thank you.
Okay.
Every time I hear
I'm sorry.
lesbian talk, I can only think of Kristen Glover. And Back to the
But I
Future.
want to make
And
sure.
just let me.
Yeah, I'm playing
you
Capcom
okay?
versus SNK.
Can I mark each of these
Now,
for identification?
Yeah, I'm playing a game while streaming this, and I'm just kind of like commenting on the game instead of what's
told
happening.
you to put 2 coats of wax. You're right, Mr. McFly. I'm sorry.
It is. So it could be marked as one document.
Yes.
Thank you. Sir, I am showing you what has been marked as Exhibit FFF for identification. And
That's
ask
amateur
whether or
micropenis.
not this document
Apparently, her life
your recollection as
way
to
different than
whether
I
the
thought.
court
He thinks we
filing
can do better. I don't know.
that you reviewed in Exhibit EEE is indeed a federal court.
Yes, it is.
So that document refreshes your recollection that what has been filed is represented in EEE as a filing in a federal court, correct, sir?
Correct.
Guy's got a putt-putt course on his head. Like, do you want to take the riskier but straight path or go around the big island in the middle?
Page.
I'm going for the narrow channel.
Page of this exhibit.
You can't stop my golf ball.
A curriculum vitae of you and a picture of you.
Yes, it is.
And sir, under education, I would.
The objections stay.
What?
Do you want to bring it over?
I will, Your Honor.
Okay.
I will.
Jurors, feel free to stand up and stretch.
I think Alessi is trying to get in that whatever his stupid company has changed his CV since yesterday. I think that's what he's trying to get to, but I don't know. Stop bullying him for not having the courage to become bald. No, I'm glad he didn't. It would make the putt-putt course way less fun if it was just a flat, open fairway. I mean, who wants that? I want to have to aim for the channel. If you get it wrong too, it hits like the side of the metal bridge and just screws you over. What's my handicap on the putt golf? I'm pretty decent at putt-putt. As long as I'm not like trying. I'll do okay. Jeremy Point says he literally said 4 questions ago, I've never misrepresented my education to a court. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm really curious where this is going because of that answer. He says it's never happened. And Alessi seemed to imply that maybe it had with the way he was asking questions. So I'm looking for the hammer to drop on that. And the Burgess lied earlier when he said never, to any court that he has a 4-year degree. This Tribbley filing shows his BS to a federal court in a Texas district. There you go. Can we get the micropene count to 50? I don't know. It's, it's in the hands of God and how much he wants to hear micropene jokes.
Alessi cooked the Kentucky Fried Charlatan, Colonel Slander, a.k.a. Shannon Burgess.
How much longer is he streaming? Tomorrow I'm gonna have to schedule it so we do it right away.
It's miniature golf and it's a real sport. So in the Twin Cities they have a miniature golf course. It is not putt-putt. Very specifically, it has a fairway. It has a green. I mean, you only use a putter to play, but the holes are designed like a golf course, but in miniature. And so, it's not about obstacles that are artificial or man-made. It's about having golf holes that flow with the natural topography of the area that it's on. It's really fun actually because it's like I feel I'm supposed to be enjoying this more, but it's really serious. And where's the cart, girl? Like you're just sitting there. It's a blast. I really enjoyed it. Jean-Claude Van Damme, that's you, Dan, Giga Chad's dad. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have you been to the one in St. Paul, the old brewery? No, I haven't. The one I'm talking about is in Edina, near the Southdale Mall. And they have some other. It's like a prissy outdoor activity area. They have lawn bowling and stuff like that, and it's near the Galleria. It's a nice spot. The Southdale Mall, of course, being the oldest mall, the oldest retail shopping mall in Minnesota. Anyway, so this human Frankenstein sued Hales for disparaging her looks. What cause of action is that? Girl, you ugly. Lawsuit. 5 micropenes away from 50. I know. Dabble Darling, I don't know what happens if we hit 50. I don't even know it. I don't know if the universe tries to correct itself or if Germany starts World War III. The Armenian genocide happened? I don't know. Megan, send me the letter. I'll cyberbully her.
Thank you.
It's been a while since I've had the trans army after me. I could use some to get the rust off. Will you be my WD-40?
Identification and exhibit EE for identification. And what I would like to do is to ask you some questions, sir, with regard to the process in the case. Are you aware?
Change the unit to centipede. That's at 100, yeah.
This litigation, that as typical in litigation.
Is it a demi-peen at 50?
That as part of the litigation process, the parties have to designate their expert witnesses. Are you aware generally of that process?
Generally, yes.
Yeah, I kind of want to go out. I would hate to end the stream early, but I think this is what I'm going to do going forward is try to stream sniping more often. How much longer is this going to go on? Yeah, probably not too much longer. He hasn't said a whole lot of interesting things.
So you have never participated or never been aware of a process like this?
No, I'm aware of a process, and that process goes through
well,
other
you're,
staff members.
Okay,
you're right.
so
Trannies over at Kiwi Farms are still
at
after me.
Aperture.
I'd forgotten.
Are you aware
Oh.
that process
Okay, so I'll try to stream snipe him again tomorrow.
done by other staff at Aperture?
Yes, I am.
And in this instance,
Yeah, I'll probably play an RPG or something, like Suikoden or Xenoblade or whatever.
that staff at Aperture needed to submit documents in
Yeah, for now though. Yeah, I was planning on going out anyway, and I still haven't gone anywhere yet today.
Apple Darling says,
You
well,
were
let's.
aware that some
Fafo,
person
Kurt has a
represented
micropene.
Aperture
Oh no!
was performing that process, correct?
Correct.
And they were performing that process so that you could be designated as an expert witness in that case, correct?
Correct.
And so you were aware of the process. You were aware they had to submit documents that would establish you.
Yeah, I want to get going. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll try to come back and get right back to it in the future.